YouTube was good, man. Your boy AD. I'm back again with another video. Season 1 is here. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. So I'm gonna go through and show you guys what's new, what's going on, what's happening with the game, all that good stuff, man. If y'all want to make sure to lock in with your boy, see what he's got going on and shit, make sure to subscribe to this channel right here, man. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitch. I live stream every night on Twitch. We're gonna be adding back in some YouTube streams along with that to multi-stream. So make sure y'all locked in with your boy, man. So, first things first, we're going straight into the battle pass. You already know, regular one, 1400. I haven't bought it yet. We'll be getting it. Don't worry about that. We're gonna look at gun here. So the MCW looks clean. Looks clean. Crowd freeze ammo mod for zombies. So my zombie heads, you already know what the vibes is. Got skin, COD points. It's a new gun right here. New sniper rifle, XRK Stalker. Pretty sure this is probably about to hit heavy. More zombie stuff here, AyeDeonGG crystals. This is the Ram, I believe. Yep, Ram 7 from previous Call of Duties as well. That's back in the game, free to get out of the battle pass. What else we got? Jack Purifier. Oh man, the aftermarket part. We also got launcher. Actually looks kind of disgusting, like crazy disgusting. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. What's this? We got a weapon blueprint covering this black cell for the Baz B. That's probably about to be sick. Can't preview because I haven't. Wait, hold on. All right, so we can see the parts. Shimmering gold. Got a little smoke coming out of that too. Clean, man. It's clean. Finishing move. For the striker, clean. Nolan. That black cell went. Oh, shit. That's clean, man. I'm not gonna lie. This one here looks crazy. You gonna be snitching on yourself everywhere you go. Ain't no hiding for you. You gonna be seen. But that's sick. That's really clean. Gun is clean. That's for the shotgun. That's for the haymaker. Not a big fan of the haymaker, but that's actually really dope. 100 COD points of that. As well as a finisher. Looks like it's about to be clean too. Knife. Got a few blueprints in there. Let me see what this completion one is. Oh hell. That's sick, bro. And that's not even the black pass one. This, I mean the black pass, black cell. That's a black cell. Let me see, what's the difference here? All right, so it has the gold on it. We also have new map, Meat, giggity. That's now out 24/7, which I'm pretty sure probably in a hardcore filter too. They sure do. Also, be wary as soon as you start the game up, and I wanted to make sure I said this. When you first go to start the game up after the update, it will tell you that it needs to reset things. Just hit yes if you want to just go ahead and play. It does probably change a couple of settings. I haven't really looked yet. Apparently the loadouts get changed. Let me see. Yeah, so you have to redo all your loadouts. That's the only downfall to this. I'm camo grinding anyway, so it's not gonna make much of a difference. I just have to change up a couple of things. I'm working on snipers right now, but I was curious because you need 36 weapons to get this thing done. You're getting two new weapons. One. Yeah, you're getting 2 new weapons. So my thought is if I can finish the one sniper that I was working on, this longbow, finish that, and okay, come on. If I can finish this, will they continue what I was doing? It will. So to stay at 36. So if I can finish this and then get those 2 new weapons instead of me having to continuously use the snipers only. Next thing, Battle Royale is here. Battle Royale has arrived in Modern Warfare 3. Let's go ahead and just come over here real quick. I was going to do a video of me playing a game of it, but I don't want to. Quads, trios, duos, and solos, all double XP right now as well. Resurgence, solos, duos, trios, and quads. Any private match. We'll probably do a video on this though, or we'll probably just live stream it. I think we may live stream it. That might be the wave. And you do have different maps for this too, for the Resurgence. Pop-off Power, Orlov Military Base, Serving Suburbs, in rotations. They have map rotations for it as well. And then you already know Urzikstan is where the main battle route is going to be. But what I wanted to do, while I have the opportunity, is try out this meat map. While I have y'all here, man, you got to see what this thing looking like. Yeah. I was tripping. Get back. Flip a little bit. Map's relatively small, not a whole lot of space and opportunity. It even changed my kill streaks as well. Rough. It's all good though. See what we can do with this here. V. Got one and an assist. And in case y'all are wondering what type of controller I have, because I didn't get to show y'all in the last video I posted up yesterday. It's called the MWIII G7 SE. I'll show y'all once I die here again in a second. You already know I'm probably going to. Told you. MWIII G7 SE. It has two back buttons on the back. Has the stops on it to make sure in case you don't want to use those, you just flick these and it'll turn it off so you can't use them. It also has the option for 1000 hertz pull rate, which means you get a 1 millisecond response time on the controller itself. So definitely worth the investment if you're looking for a controller. I think this is probably one of the better controllers I've probably ever used, honestly. You also have the option to change the hertz pull time. You can do 1000, 500, 250, or the basic 100. There is that as well. You have options, man, if you aren't sure about using that in particular. Hi, let me get him off that. That works. Like I said, it's not a really big map. It's very close quarters, close combat, which is great. I don't mind that at all. I think we needed more maps like that instead of a lot of space and opportunity. And the map flows really well so far. Just based off, this is the first game I'm actually playing of it, so. Just off this first game, I like it. It's really not bad at all. And granted, this is also where people find out any like certain spots that they can really post up at too, so take that into consideration. And with a grain of salt is the information I'm giving you guys right now. Not to mention, I haven't used a controller they Call of Duty in a little minute now. Also, if you notice down the bottom left, the green bar that's there, that is the new stamina bar that you'll have in Call of Duty. So you'll see that in Warzone as well. You can kind of tell when everything will regenerate. Moving a little bit. Moving a little something. Appreciate your Call of Duty. Out there. I knew you'd come back eventually. Now, this will probably be another good map to kind of work on camo since it's not a relatively huge map. So I may be able to actually work on the snipers and stuff that I'm working on right now currently with the longbow. And actually be worth an attempt as well. but not bad.
The
Like
mission is complete.
flows well,
Good work.
moves well. They did also nerf down the prone and get up from like crouching and prone speeds as well. So you have to also remember that too whenever you're going into playing it, that standing up, going prone, and things of that nature have been nerfed down because people were doing the snaking. So they're trying to correct that and make sure that that's not a thing moving forward as well. More balancing has been done to the game too. Overall, just based off just that one quick game, I can see that map really being a good one. It might be a favorite for me because of how it kind of moves and operates. In case you guys want to see what my settings were for that game, let me go ahead and show y'all my controller settings that I'm using right now. First controller, my button layout, I'm using tactical, which changes for the right stick and B to interchange, to change my stances and my melees, things of that nature. I didn't do any button pings. My dead zones. For this controller, you actually have the option because it has an app for the GameStar Nexus app. You can get it on console as well as on PC, and you can also set profiles for it. So for that profile in particular, I have it set for Call of Duty. You can change the thumbsticks. You can make that into just strictly zeros on the thumbstick. You have the option to do that. You can change the triggers as well. You can also make them hair triggers so you don't have to press them down as long either. So I have the dead zones on there at 0-0, and I just change the dead zones in game instead. So these dead zones that I have for the game 7-7, 86-86. So it means I don't have to move the right stick as much to get more precise aiming. And this is also just to make sure I'm not getting any type of drift. Even though these controllers, they come with Hall effect sticks and triggers, which means that they don't drift. And if they ever do drift, it takes more than the usual. I think it's like 2 million or less with the standard controllers using, which are up to 5 million plus. I haven't seen many people complain about stick drift. And if you do encounter stick drift at some point in time, these controllers are also $45. If you need to replace it, it's relatively cheap to do so, to have all this in one controller. They also have different versions and variations of it that have Hall effect sticks and triggers, and those that don't have it. So make sure you're careful when you're going out to buy it. This is the GameStar G7 SE. It is wired, but to me, wired is better than going wireless anyways when you're playing a first-person shooter game. Let me move on. I have a 5.5 stick sensitivity, and I was using a 0.75 to 0.8 personal preference, and in case if you want to do it that way. Dynamic, curve type, best way to go about it easily. Instant is at 1. But the only reason it doesn't show the 0.75 is because I have custom sensitivity per zoom on. I just, as you saw, put this up to 0.95 and 0.95, and then I move these up just to make sure that I'm a little quicker with the higher zooms in case I need to snipe for legitimately. Aim assist on. Black Ops is the best way to go for this. It's much more stickier. It does lock on a lot better, as you saw when I was getting my kills. Relatively good when it comes down to that. Leave the rest of that alone. Auto attack sprint, always leaving that on. You can leave that off. You don't have to worry about that. Single tap, partial, grounded mantle off, automatic ground mantle hang off. This one right here is something new. Pretty sure people have already kind of told you guys what this is, but this is just to make sure if you want to have that MW 2019 movement, like slide canceling, just put that on slide only. You don't have to worry about the diving or anything like that. All strictly sliding. Free. Rest of this you kind of leave as is. You don't really have to worry about it. The only thing you'd have to worry about is like if you want to be able to mount your weapon and tactical stance activation on your controller. I'm not a big fan of tactical stance unless I need to use it for like a specific challenge or anything like that. You can turn it off or set it however you want to. I just did before I had double tap ADS. Sometimes they can be good. Sometimes they can be very detrimental because you go to aim it and then you aim it again too fast and it'll just automatically change into that. So leave that to however you feel like thinking about it. I just leave it personally off. So for my graphics settings, I have a 3070 in mind, 165 hertz monitor. Always definitely make sure to have it. Whatever you have it set to is what you have it set to, and full screen exclusive. Unless you're streaming and doing everything on one PC, then you would do full screen borders, but do full screen exclusive that gives you the best performance possible. This is where everything kind of gets personal based on your graphics card. For mine, I'm using Fidelity FS Cash with the strength up to 90. This to me just looks the best. If you are wanting more of a performance boost, you can use FSR 1.0 or the DLSS. I liked 1.0 and the AMD FSR. I felt like it was a little bit better as far as getting more frames out of this. but personal preference, and then V scale RAM to 90. You can leave all this other stuff off. All right. So if you want frames, texture resolution low, I put this on normal. You can put it to low if you would like. Depth of field, always turn that crap off. Not even necessary. You can put this to low. I left it at normal because, of course, if you go high, you see it jumps up. I just put it at high. You don't see much of a difference here, but personal preference, and it also says the effect on it is low on both the VRAM and the GPU. Keep that in mind as well. Particle resolution, you can do what you choose with this. If you see high, it only goes up by 1. Personal preference, again, I left it at normal. Bullet impacts and persistent effects, I left these on, but you can turn both of these off. That's perfectly fine. Shader quality, you have a couple different options here. As you see, medium and low, there's not much of a difference, but if you put it low, you might get a little like a 1% to 2% boost. On-demand text streaming, turn that off, leave it off, put that on low. Shadow quality, I have it very low. As you notice, you see it goes to low, it goes up to 0.95 from 0.93. And as soon as you go from there, it's going to skyrocket every time. So leave that to very low. Screen page shadows, I leave that off. It's just shadows on the gun and your character. It's not a big deal. Ambient occlusion, you can put that off if you like. It will save you a little bit, but it's not that big of a deal. I'll leave it to both. Screen space reflections, you have the personal option for this as well. I leave it at normal. Static reflection quality, this is also personal preference, but if you want a little bit more frames out of that, you can put it to low. Tessellation, you have a couple different options here. So if you leave it to all, as you see, select the range of subdivisions that receive increased geometry to improve rendering quality. You can either do near or off, I think is the best way to go about this. If you leave it all, you're going to lose a little bit of percentages of your frames. Volumetric quality, put it to low. Best way to go about that. Per physics quality off. Weather grid, you can do low or normal or off, whatever you prefer. And water quality wave wetness. Now, I've been kind of in between on FOV so much. I was at 105 for quite a while. I just went back to 120 since I'm using the controller now. And I use independent. This is actually a recommendation that I got off of another YouTube named Hero. If you already know who that is, I'm pretty sure you already do if you watch Call of Duty content. Y'all know to go check him out. Listen to what he said with independent, how it zooms into 80 FOV. And that's what I was using in that gameplay I just did for you guys. To me, it works, but it also is a personal preference. So if you're playing like Warzone, you want to have more speed, you can do things differently than what most people can. Just go effective. This keeps it zoomed out to that 120 or whatever your FOV is, so you're not losing anything behind that. But that's also personal preference too. Don't just go based off what I say. Use it as your personal guide, personal preference. I use wide on weapon field of view. World motion blur off. Weapon motion blur off. Fill grain 0. Turn all this shit down. Not necessary. Inverted flashbang is personal preference. If you don't care about getting blinded by the white light, do your thing. If you want a black screen and be blind that way, your choice too. So always think of it that way. In the audio settings, I'm in between using the Astro 850s wireless that I have currently and these ones right here. They are IEMs. You have different options. I'm also using the Elgato Wavelink program as well as the mic. So with that, that's why you'll see Wavelink Game. If I'm using my A40s, I'm going to change my home theater to PC speaker to make it a little bit louder. And then this would also show my Astros instead. Also, make sure that you go into your settings, your sound settings, more sound settings, and whatever headset that you're using, try to ensure that you're getting into the advanced tab for it. And please turn on loudness equalization. That'll be the best way for the enhancements in your sound quality to make it louder, make footsteps more prevalent, and wherever you're going and however you're playing your game, whether it's Warzone, multiplayer, zombies, whatever the case is, you'll be able to hear footsteps a lot better and a lot easier. Rest of this stuff all comes down to what you have personally to use, microphones, all that good stuff. And then as far as like master volume, I have it at 96, so I'm not peaking too much. Dialogue I have turned down. Effects volume, this is make sure your footsteps, all that good stuff. And voice chat, based on how loud you want them to be in your damn ear. You get some weirdos that'll yell and scream and holler all in your ear, turn that shit down. It's not necessary. Leave it alone. Keep going about your day. Interface. This is where things get a little personal as well. But main thing, I would tell you, mini map shape, put that to square. You get a little bit more visibility in your map. As you can see, circle, you're cutting off a lot more that's going on. HUD bounce. A lot of people don't tell you about this stuff. If you bring this in as close as you can, this makes it so the map is a little bit closer to where you don't have to look up in a far right, far left corner, or far right corner, wherever you have it at this time. I believe it's far left. It'll be a little bit closer in this main area right here. So that way, instead of it being all the way up here, you have it right here. Also have everything else that's down here and anywhere else on your screen. It's gonna be a lot closer. Biggest thing I think with this would be like the pop-ups that come on your screen. They pop down a little bit lower. That one right there would be your only real issue, I feel like, in that situation. But again, personal preference. Color customization. So right now, as you saw, I had my team was at purple, party green, enemies red. Red and purple, if you get them bright enough, are the best, to me, colors for you to see enemies on your map. As well as when you get ready to run in front of an enemy or you see them across the map, you see it pop up a lot easier too. So keep that in mind whenever you're going at it that way. And honestly, chat, that's gonna be it for me. I don't want to keep y'all up on this too much. Make sure y'all go enjoy the game, enjoy the maps, enjoy Warzone. I'll probably do a Warzone video coming soon too. Y'all know I don't play Warzone like that, but I may give it a try this year. Why not? I'll give y'all a video for it. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't miss out on any other content. Hit the notification bell. And make sure y'all follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/AyeDeon. And I'll catch you on the next video, man. Peace.